Hey everyone! I know it's been a really long time since I've actually made a video, so I wanted to kind of get back into the swing of things now that life's kind of starting to calm down a little bit. I know a lot of you are probably wondering where I've been. It's been, I think, almost over 2 years since I updated my YouTube channel and actually uploaded a video. And so I kind of just wanted to do kind of like a life slash collection slash doll hobby update for you guys, I guess. But today I have Athena with me. She is still around. She is always going to be around. She is my absolute favorite buddy. I love her so much. She's developed a lot though, so we have a lot of things to cover. So first, life updates. My life has been absolutely crazy over the last year. A lot of you know, if you follow me on other, Instagram or whatever, a lot of you know like the crazy stuff that I've gotten into over the last year, but I'm married now. My boyfriend that you've seen throughout many videos in the past, if you've watched my box opening videos from back when I was in college, he is actually my husband now. We were dating for like 7 years and decided to finally tie the knot this year. So I'm married now, and next year we're actually planning on buying a house. So I will probably be moving here in the next year or so. And that means that the doll room that you see before you will probably be changing quite a lot. So that's just kind of my general life updates. A couple other things have happened too, kind of just personal stuff, but overall life is good and my doll collection is ever expanding. So on to the actual doll updates. Quite a few new dolls have joined the group, and a couple I've sold and a couple I've just didn't click with me or something like that. So when I actually take you guys around, I will explain who's still all here and who is no longer with us. Not many have actually been sold. I think I've only sold parts, like bodies to replace them kind of thing. But there have been a couple here and there that I have actually sold. Most of them I plan to get reshelled, but not all of them. Some of them have actually just kind of moved on just because I figured out that, I should put my energy into my collection where I feel the most passion, and those dolls I just didn't feel the passion for their actual characters or storyline development and things like that. So other than that, I've just kind of been, doing my own thing. Commissions are still always open for face-ups and stuff like that, so I'm still doing commissions and loving the customization side of the hobby. That's kind of why I love the hobby so much, is crafting and making stuff and painting these dolls and making them really into the characters that you want. So that's kind of one of my favorite things to do. I just kind of want to do a general doll room tour since I haven't actually done one before. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so as we're coming in, this is where I'm currently filming and where I do all of my random stuff, so we'll get to that. But right now, this is where most of my dolls kind of like to sit. I've got Erin chilling over here, Finn, the new Katie. I actually sold my old version of Katie, who was the 5-star doll Tong Tong, and now she is the Apple House Irene. We've got Vaughn, we've got August, and Carter back there. They're all still around and just kind of chilling out. I actually ended up selling August and old Katie and repurchased August when I got the new Katie, so that way they would match in skin tone, and I was also able to get a new body type for August. Then moving up here, still got my beautiful Emma up there. Her name's Iris. And then my 2 little dolls sitting over there. I've got my Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender, who is still a work in progress, as well as my little kitty cat that my husband gave me. And then I've got my Feeple 60 girls. So I've got Blair over there, she's changed a little bit, as well as Scout, who's one of my newer ones. And then this is Olivia. She doesn't have her body yet, but eventually I'll get one for her. Then over here I've got my sales shelf full of stuff that I have up for sale. The little Tong Tong is actually already sold, but I just have to do a face up on her for a friend. Then I've got my part shelf. As you can see, I have a ton of different parts. That entire doll heart box right there is actually filled with them. And then this is my eye box right over here. Over in the corner, I've got an extra head for Athena that's currently being worked on, as well as an additional new guy. This is Garrett. He's just chilling. He doesn't have a body yet, but soon he'll be a Soldal Vito boy. And so he'll join my group that's over here. And then down on the bottom, I've got all of my Monster Highs and my Barbies and things like that. Just kind of random dolls that I've collected throughout the years. Of course, my big girl over there is kind of still a work in progress. I don't even know if I'll keep her, but a bunch of furniture just kind of scattered down there, as well as doll stands. Over here, this is my face-up table. This is also where I do most of my other like crafting or video making. I've got my pastel box. All of my colored pencils and paintbrushes are over there. I have a ton of stuff just sitting up here as well that are just kind of like extra tools. And then over here, this is my big supply area. This is where I keep all of my supplies. All right, then we will move over here. These guys are a little bit newer. I don't know if you've all met Prodigy yet. She's over here on the side. And then next to her is actually Mercury. She's one of my newer girls too that I bought with August and the new Katie. And then Brink's still here, he's still chilling. But these guys, I'm so happy to finally have them. They're kind of like the shared storyline with my husband, so it's really nice to have them in kind of a doll form. And then unfortunately down here, kind of cockeyed, we have Xavier. So Xavier is their doctor, and he is still a work in progress. I'm waiting on his body right now. So he's just kind of chilling out right now. And then down here we have the work in progress shelf. So Kay is the only one that's practically finished. Charlotte is kind of in pieces right now. But otherwise, Logan is just a head right now. I'm waiting on going to be buying his new body here soon. And then over here, this is one of my other newer guys. So he is going to be getting a Volks body eventually. I just have to wait and purchase that. And then over here, if you guys recognize any of this stuff, this is all of my tiny collection. It's got all my accessories and clothes and furniture and stuff like that. I don't actually have my tiny delfs anymore. I sold them, but I plan to actually resell them as Pookie Fees eventually. And then over here, this is my giant commission table. So these are all of the heads that I'm currently working on. Cole's sitting over here because he's been completely reworked. I've gotten him a new body, new hands, and he is actually sitting there blank because I de-yellowed his head. So we're actually gonna give him a new face up here soon. And then I've got some finished commissions I've got to pack up, as well as some blank heads that are just waiting to be worked on. And this is my doll closet. Yeah, there's a lot. So up here on the top shelf, we've got everything from 70 centimeters all the way down to SD. So this is where my Vito boys get all of their stuff, on up to my SD girls, and then through my 70 centimeter boys. Down here, I've got all of my MSD stuff, so all of Athena's stuff, August stuff, Carter, Vaughn, all of their stuff's down here. And then Katie's very few items are down there. I don't have much for her yet. And then all their shoes are collectively on this platform over here. And then in each of these boxes, I have accessories. Down there is like hats, purses, jewelry. And then over here are all of their pants and skirts and things like that. Down there, I've got all of my wigs. So in this one, I've got all of my SD wigs. And then these are all of my MSD wigs, or 7/8 inch. And then on the bottom, I've got my 6/7 wigs. Over here is Brink's bike, of which I still have not painted because I have not gotten around to it yet. My doll case. And then my giant cosplay area where all of my husband and my cosplay stuff sits. So all that's over here, as well as my camera. A couple backdrops are back there for photography, but otherwise this is mostly just a cosplay shelf. And then finishing it off, we've got my photography area. So I have this little dresser area that's got all my photography stuff on it. Some backdrop pieces are down there. And then I've got my little white balance cards back there. Another light. Down here is where I store all my props. So I have a ton of foods and, you know, swords, other props, books, things like that are all down there. And then back here is just a bunch of like furs and rugs and leaves and stuff like that. Alright, so I know that was kind of just a really quick run through, but I mean my workroom is going to be changing within the next couple months anyway, so I hope that kind of gave you a good idea of where I'm sitting in the doll hobby, showing you who's all left. For dolls that I've actually sold, I've actually gotten rid of all of my mini-fees, unfortunately. I kind of feel like I didn't do the whole mini-fee thing right. I kind of just got them because I've wanted the sculpts over the how many years that I've been in the hobby and always thought they were cute. But when I actually got them, I had no idea what to do with them. Like, I kind of had an idea of the style I wanted to go towards, but I never really had anything too set in stone. So really, the only one that I actually want back eventually, and probably in a whole different sculpt and in a whole different manner, is actually Val, my girl that I had it as a mini-fee Merwin. I feel like her character was probably the most developed out of all three, and really she's the only one that I kind of want to keep developing more. Eventually I might get another mini-fee, but for right now the three that I had just didn't end up working for me. Otherwise, the only other one that I actually had that I ended up selling was I ended up purchasing a Nymphairy Tales Chimera, I think is how you would say it. And I had her on my Volks SD10 body that I ended up getting from when I bought Kay, my Saki. And so I ended up putting her together, loved her, but just for some reason I felt like she was kind of just there to sit on a shelf and look pretty. And while that's not bad in any means, it's just not the way I like to experience the hobby personally. I like to be able to, you know, photograph them and develop them and get new clothes for them, and I felt like she just kind of was put together and that's the way that she was. Didn't really have any plans to actually change her all that much, and you know, that's just not really something that I find enjoyable, just having them sit on a shelf. So I ended up selling her, and so now that I've got, you know, more hobby money again and I'm doing commissions and things like that, I actually have a lot more time to be able to devote to the hobby and a lot more plans coming up. So right now I have Xavier's body is actually coming in. I bought him a Dollstown 18-year-old body, and I'm hoping that it ends up fitting. I know that the Zoom Idealian heads are extremely large in terms of head size and neck size, so I'm just crossing my fingers that it ends up working. And if not, I do have a sculpt backup, but I really hope it doesn't end up getting to that. But otherwise, my only other plan right now is to get Logan his new body, and I hope to probably order that this month. I want to be able to get him a Doll Family H 65 centimeter body. So outside of that, in terms of plans for my channel, I want to start doing more box opening videos. I want to do some face-up videos now that I have my new phone stand. I'd like to start doing a couple more of those. But otherwise, I know one thing I definitely want to do is some character videos. I know I haven't explained much on like who is Athena or who is, you know, any of my dolls that I end up having. And I'd like to start doing some videos just to kind of explain who they are as little tiny people. I think it would be a lot of fun to just kind of dive into that. So look out for some, you know, short videos just kind of on who they are. But otherwise, if you guys have any other ideas for videos, feel free to just let me know. I know I'm going to probably do just a couple prompts that have been asked to me on Instagram, and so they'll probably just be, you know, really quick videos on questions that you guys have, or just kind of my experience in different things as I've gone on in the hobby. So anyway, I don't want to ramble on too long. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll definitely be doing another video here soon. So Just look out for that. Otherwise, be sure to subscribe so that you can keep up on any of my future videos. All right, guys.